What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite jealous hater APOC, and welcome to the most positive and uplifting channel on the platform. So, I guess I have to put my okay baby video on pause. You know, if all these big ass YouTubers could just chill for like a week so I can put something together. Yeah, that'd be great. Anyways, lately the internet has been blasted with Shane Dawson and all the garbage he's done over the years. Now, I really don't cover the beauty world, not really my thing, don't really care. That's more of Spilly's expertise, or Twitter yes queen bitches. Plus, I try not to base my content around gossip. I'm more of a high school bully who knocks the binder out of your hand and pulls your pants down during PE class. But another thing I also wanted to mention, because if you say anything now about anybody these days, you're either a jealous hater or you're like for cancel culture or whatever, which I'm not okay with either of that. Obviously, the whole jealous hater thing is a fucking joke. But there are actual people out there who are hating others for their success and trying to actively cancel people for no goddamn reason at all. That being said, if Shane Dawson gets canceled, which it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen, your boy APOC isn't gonna shed a goddamn tear. I will lose zero sleep over this. But I also snort pre-workout and fist fight women at 3 a.m. and I still sleep like a baby afterwards. But I digress. So I really didn't even know who Shane Dawson was before any of this. I heard his name or whatever, but he was irrelevant to my life until now. And being the nosy bitch that I am, I did a little digging, some Sherlock Holmes level shit, and the things this dude has done. Boy, there's a lot of people I've covered so far in my YouTube career, and none of them have shit on Shane Dawson. Even Mika Stauffer's ass isn't as bad, and she put duct tape over her disabled kid's hands and then rehomed him like a dog. But Shane Dawson takes things to a whole new level of horse shittery, even coming up with lies just to humble James Charles because he thinks his ego was too big. How's that not an egotistical move in itself? But you know what? Today I'm not focusing on the James Charles drama. I'm not gonna get into that. Not gonna get into Jeffree Star or Tati, whatever their names are. Today I set my sights on the one person who truly deserves to be exposed. But before we get into it, if you're getting a kick out of my content, then why aren't you subscribed? Anyways, oh man, let's get to the shit show because this shit is a shit show. So like I said, I'm not for cancel culture. I don't think people should be canceled unless the situation actually calls for it, you know, involving kids, inciting actual real hate, or maybe something like animal abuse. I think we all can agree, in which all of this should definitely be 100% proved. But using an example like Jenna Marbles, yeah, she said some things, she did some things, but I really didn't think she needed to leave YouTube. But she just couldn't take her beating like a man. Now, I'm not gonna get into all that stuff in this video because I got something else for all you jealous haters. So stay tuned for that, I guess. But right now, cancel culture is running rampant, just slaughtering anyone and anything in its path. Things are being brought up from like a decade ago, tweets, bad jokes, or whatever, because people are sensitive ass little bitches who just can't take a fucking goddamn joke. And I will say things are getting a little ridiculous. I feel like a lot of people just want to find something to be angry about, to be a victim or something. Most of them probably don't even give a damn about what they're fighting for. But Shane Dawson just might be the fucking exception. There's lines you just do not cross, and when you mess with kids, boy, APOC's gonna come in and clap those little cheeks. So we're gonna roll through some clips that Shane decided to conveniently delete off his channel because, you know, he probably didn't want to hurt anybody, you know. Or he just didn't want to get any more shit.
I'm here with my mom. We are about to do a video that I am very excited about because you guys have been wanting this for a long time.
Oh Lord.
So just a heads up, this video is based around two grown-ass adults going to Omegle, you know, a chat room, trying to get underage kids, boys, girls, it don't matter, they're all game, to twerk for them. But trust me when I say this, it's a lot worse than you think. On the side note though, Shane's mom is a total babe.
Type in an interest. Don't type in man or men or single, or penis.
What, dogs?
I mean, you might get something real weird if you type in dog.
Oh, you mean like this?
Oh yeah, daddy likes.
We'll start with Shane Dawson, because it'll make us feel comfortable, because it'll be people that know us.
Oh.
And then we'll move on to dogs.
Oh.
Hey!
What's he doing?
I think he's having an orgasm. I think he just finished.
So I really don't feel like showcasing this whole video because YouTube will probably take it down. But here are some key points, and I'll just break it down. Shane and his mom ask a handful of kids to twerk for them.
Hi, Jonathan.
Now, my mom wants to see you twerk, so give it to her. Alright, no crying, more twerking. Oh.
Oh, hi.
Hey! Alright, less freaking out, more twerking.
Oh, she doesn't.
Ah, it doesn't twerk. Next! I love you too. Can you twerk for us? I know twerking is insane. Oh, I love you too. No, shut up and twerk.
Talks about a kid having an orgasm and busting a nut.
I think he's having an orgasm. I think he just finished.
Now, when he said he thinks the kid just finished, I don't think he was talking about a pop quiz. They also dismissed a fan because they didn't know how to twerk, or, you know, the little kid probably didn't want to twerk because it's kind of a weird request coming from two grown-ass adults, coming from anybody, honestly. They get some very young girls to actually twerk for them, and as said twerking is going on, Shane, being the funny and lovable guy he is, states,
Oh, here we go. She's moving furniture.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. Now tell her to show herself.
Stop it, Shane.
Now, I know I'm speaking from an unfunny perspective because I'm an unfunny bitch with my measly ass little channel, but saying now show yourself, even if joking is not okay. It's sexualizing children and it is not funny or acceptable. And if you've been subbed for a while, you all know I'm into some up humor. But like I said, there are lines, and that's child exploitation in any form, animal abuse, and inciting hate, and Shane Dawson has certainly crossed those. So Shane ends the video with some dumbass shit.
What's your first experience with Omegle? What are your thoughts?
I'm exhausted.
That's what my thoughts are always after
Oh
Omegle.
my gosh.
Except
I
for,
mean, like, I'm tired.
I know, like, you're winded, your legs hurt.
Yeah. Shamely.
Alright, you guys, question of the day. What should we do next? Hopefully not go on Omegle again, because that was... Actually, wasn't that creepy? We had fun.
No, that was fun.
The fact that these two had fun asking minors to twerk for them is the epitome of creepy. So anyways, however long ago, Shane created a song called The One That Turned You Gay. I'm sure you all can guess the theme, which is actually kind of fucked on its own. There are people who exist who actively push sexuality and gender identity on children, even if it's their own. Either by the parents pushing it themselves, or taking a 2-year-old to drag queen story time or some shit.
Did you just hear what APOC just said? He's an intolerant bigot who hates the trans community.
Well, Shane's kinda gay or bi or whatever, don't really care. But the song he created literally is based off of a family member forcing a sexuality on a 10-year-old version of him. If anything, a person from the LGBTQ, Shane, is basically saying that these things happen because they do. There was just a case where a psycho mom was pushing girly things on her son, telling him over and over again that he was a girl, putting him in dresses, painting his nails. You get the idea. Now, I'm not saying this is every case for every kid, but there are fucked up people out there. And just to be clear, I don't hate gay people. It doesn't affect my life. Go suck a dick if that's what you like. I'm no one to judge, dude. I like to watch hot chicks hop on balloons until they pop. But anyways, if you didn't think the song could get any worse, well, this bullshit has a music video. Again, I'm really not going to use any clips because YouTube will strike it down, because that's what they did with Kavos' video, so I'm just taking some extra precautions. So the video starts off with Shane at his aunt's house with some friends, hosting some sort of a I dare you to be gay party. Shane kisses another dude due to peer pressure. It was pretty gay.
Come on, bitch tits, just make out with that dude.
I'm not gonna lie though, that was pretty funny. But from this point on, things start to get real dark. The aunt walks in on Shane being super gay, has a meltdown, blah blah blah, because for some reason she has a problem with him being gay as a young adult, but not pushing gay things on him when he was 10 years old. In which she goes into a closet, pulls out a family album or some shit, and starts reminiscing about all the fun gay things they did together. Not really sure how this makes any sense. But the aunt has some gay flashbacks with her 10-year-old nephew nephew Shane about him coming over to visit so she can give him 2 Ken dolls to butt each other, bake box-shaped cookies, and shove them into his mouth. How in the hell did YouTube ever approve this? Not to mention dressing him up like a girl, buying him a poster of other young boys just to make out with, helping organize a bachelorette party with male strippers, grown-ass men dancing and parading around a young boy, allowing him to spank adult men and have pillow fights and shit. I mean, the list goes on here. But towards the end of the video, the aunt for some reason now regrets it all. So present day, she invites female strippers over. Maybe they were prostitutes, I don't know. But I guess the aunt wanted to like ungay Shane with vagina or something. Kind of hard to do though with Trisha Paytas there. Shane actually ends up not being gay, which actually blew my goddamn mind. So before we move forward to what Shane said in his podcast, which is beyond disturbing, I wanted to point out something real quick. It's more of a plot hole, I guess. So while the aunt is going through the family album, there's a picture of Shane when he was like a 3-month-old fetus, or maybe it was a year, whatever. But the picture is from 1989, and the next page has another picture of Shane from 1993, which is the same year the aunt starts pushing gay things on Shane. Now at this time, Shane looks to be around 10 years old, but the years these pictures were taken, Shane should only be around 4 or maybe 5 years old. My point here is the aunt tried to pervert a toddler. Alright, let's move on.
No, but this child was probably 6 years old, and I was taking a picture of something, and the kid turns to me and goes, "Oh, are you Instagramming?" And the 6-year-old girl goes, "Oh, how many followers do you have?" I mean, first of all, it was almost like one of those contests where it's like, how big is your dick? And this kid slapped her huge dick on the table and was like, a 6-year-old who goes, "Oh, I have 125,000.
No.
Her dick was almost as big as mine.
Really?
And I said, "Okay, little big dick.
This is how Shane talks about little kids. This isn't abnormal for him.
Why do you have so many followers?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm a cheerleader." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" And she shows me her Instagrams, which are like, first of all, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like, she's like sexy.
You're disgusting.
Yes, Shane, you are disgusting. I don't care what excuse you have or had. Sexualizing kids and calling them sexy is the furthest thing from okay. I don't give a fuck if you're trying to be edgy or trying to make your podcast like the weirdest podcast ever. You just don't say these things.
I know, listen, we've talked about
No,
pedophilia
this
before.
is Shane. Do not say this, and I don't even want to talk about it. Like, you will get arrested. Like, he kind of can.
Listen,
he has
allegedly.
a justification for pedophilia,
Okay.
and it's so disturbing. And like, I just pretend that he doesn't.
Okay,
and,
wait,
like,
no, let me explain.
No.
He's even making this chick uncomfortable. And from what it sounds like, this isn't the first time he's mentioned the topic.
Oh God,
Here's my justification for
I
pedophilia.
can't.
Okay, first of all, let me just say, having sex with children or touching children or anything of that nature is terrible.
Sure.
You should not do it.
But
He just lost all his credibility. Everything he just stated on how touching children is wrong became no longer valid when he follows it with a but and justifications.
Here's my thing. People have foot fetishes. People have fetishes about, everything. And there's websites on the internet where they can look at that weird, creepy shit and jerk off to it. Okay, fine. Everybody do your thing. So why is it when somebody looks at Google's like naked baby on Google and jerks off to it, they can get arrested? I don't understand that.
because there's a naked because somebody took a picture of a naked baby.
This is not a hard concept to understand, that taking pictures of exposed babies is f***ed up and wrong, but Shane seems to be having an issue understanding the concept. Maybe because he's not kidding when he's joking about all of this.
Here's the worst part of it. I actually went to Google and I'm like,
Oh,
I
God.
don't want to see.
You could
I don't
get
wanna-
arrested.
I know, but I didn't want to see child porn. But I just wanted to see, like, okay, let me pretend like I'm a pedophile for a sec.
Why in the hell would you ever want to do that at all?
Okay, by the way, just for the record, police, I have nothing to do with this. I didn't know this. Like, you can literally get arrested for saying
I know.
this.
Let me finish. So I typed in naked baby. First of all, I don't understand why anybody would be turned on by that. But
That's the first good thing you said.
they were sexy.
You can't just say,
You don't know how anybody could be turned on by this.
and then follow that up with babies are sexy. Not to mention going to Google and literally searching up exposed babies for what? Playing pretend? I call bullshit.
I'm kidding. Okay, back to the Instagram. So I look at this little girl's pictures, and she had makeup on. She had her tongue out. She was doing like the peace sign. She was doing a backflip, and one of them she was in the shape of a pretzel, and she put #NoFilters, #pretzel. I mean, like, I'm not making this up. Why are children?
Was she really 6 or was she like 9?
She was 6.
She must have been like 10.
No, I asked her. Her bio on Instagram is, I'm 6, bitch.
Stop it.
She was like the skinny little sexy 6-year-old.
He just casually called a 6-year-old sexy.
They're all your followers, probably. Like, they're all. That's who's following you.
Who, 6-year-old?
Uh-huh.
No.
Maybe.
Oh my god. Yum.
Wow, man. That shit's wild. So I'm not really sure how much more my stomach can take. I'm actually getting kind of froggy over here thinking about all this, having to compile all this disgusting behavior. So let's end all this with the blast facts. Shane goes in a chat room with his mom and gets young kids to twerk for him while saying inappropriate things. He has a song in the music video where a young version of him gets exploited by his aunt, where she bakes him dick cookies and shoves them into his mouth, along with a lot of other shit like pretending to be a file, going online searching for exposed children while also casually calling a 6-year-old sexy. There's a lot more shit to all this too, but I will possibly save that for another video or my podcast. To end this, because I am done, here is audio from Shane and his girlfriend at the time talking to his 12-year-old cousin or whatever the fuck she was in relation to him. They were talking about things that were not in his place to ask or know about. It was highly inappropriate, and I'm about to freak out up in this bitch because you don't mess with kids. Anyways, I'm gonna play this clip and then I'm gonna go punch a goddamn hole through my refrigerator.
Real.
So embarrassing.
We want to know. We have a question.
What is it? Very important question. And you don't need to feel shy about it.
No, really?
It's natural.
It's natural. Is there anybody around? No?
Natural for a girl at your age.
Yeah. So we want to talk to you. We want to explain what sex is. We did get
Yeah.
wet.
Oh, where's the other peep? We should probably explain.
We'll use peeps. Okay, well, one peep and then we'll use you.
Oh.
Okay. So I'll just pretend like that's, I mean, that works.
Please see this happens.
See, oh.
Ah. And then you're so happy when you're an adult. I can't believe I'm endorsing this. Look what you've turned me into.
So Lucy, does that make sense?
Can you reenact it for us?
But Lucy, listen, you should be in love and you should preferably be married and hopefully not have any kids.
Okay.
And you should definitely be over the age of like 24, 25.
And he should put a ring on it.
And you should put a
ring on it.
dick ring on it. No, I'm kidding. No, you don't know what that is. You shouldn't know what that is.
Okay.
Now, are you on your period right now?
What?
I'm trying to get answers.
So, how old are you? I'm gonna give you anything.
How old are you?
I'm 12.
She's on her period,
feels very...
right?
No, what?
Are you? No, you're not on your period? You believe.
No.
Now listen, you have a boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Now what did I tell you? When he says, can I put it in, you say,
No.
good. High five, girlfriend. Now when he says, what about just in your mouth? You say,
No.
no.
You say, I bite. Right?
12 years old, everybody.
You get my point. I'm fucking done.